Man, if it wasn't foggy yesterday morning, holy crap. Can't see the shit this morning. It's out there somewhere. Somewhere. Oh, there it is. It's over there. I found it. Oh, welcome back again to the Madhouse Asylum 107. So, yesterday finished off, which is actually rendering at the moment, and then I'll put it up later today, maybe lunchtime, my time, so you guys better watch it about. Bet your dinner time or just after. That might be a plan. Right. Yeah. Anyway, I was cutting this, working on this piece, just doing some more work on it. So what I'm going to do is I've put the tightest radius in here because I just want to try and see, I don't know, hopefully this might help. I've written in on here because I keep putting it in here the wrong frickin' way. So I'll turn this around this way. It's the light might play up me so much. Yeah, so I'll put this down. What I want to do is just slide it through there, basically a couple of times, just see if I can get a little bit of shape in it. Not too stressed, if you know what I mean, but if it's not dead flat, well, at least then it'll. I'm not sure if it's curving or not. I think it is a little bit. It's a bit hard to tell. If it was a big piece for you, you could just sit there and go, you know, and try and get a bit of shape in it. But it's just a little piece. It's not quite so easy. Especially when you're a bit of a newbie at it. But just gently roll through here a few times. Just see if we can get a little bit of shape, you know. Not too worried about falling at the end or anything like that. I'm going to hammer and dolly it once I get in there and all that shit anyway, so just if I can get a little bit of curve on it, at least it might notch a little bit better. Alright, that'll do. Yeah, screw it all out of it. There's no point frigging around, is there? Shush. Actually, I got some little magnets here. They had put my little magnets in that box. I think, I'm not sure if they're all in there, but I'll go grab them. Point you down there. And you might be able to see, maybe, if I keep the frickin' resolution right and I don't have to stretch it out all the frickin' time. It pisses me off. I don't know why I do that. All the frickin' time. Every time. Like I try to send a message to Arco or something like that, and I think, yeah, I'll drop it down to 720p so I can get, because I'm Voxer for some reason. I don't know why. He can send me quite long messages, like 40, 50 seconds, like videos. But for some reason, I don't know whether it's because it's on, he's on an iPhone and it's chopping the resolution down when he loads it to Voxer, but an Android doesn't seem to do it. So when I try to put a long video in there, like this sort of 40, 50 seconds, it won't allow me to do it unless I drop it down to like 720, and then I might be able to get about 30 seconds, if you know what I mean. It's a pain in the ass, but anyway. And then I forget when I go to film again to put the resolution back up. So sometimes if the videos look a bit grainy, it's because I forgot to put it back to take it back off 720 and put the resolution back up. I'm only filming at 1080 most of the time, 30 frames per second, but I'd like to do it at 4K, but I just haven't got the computing pad to render massive, big, huge videos, and also it just takes so much freaking space. I've already had just to go through and I actually saved, I kept all my edited files, but I've deleted a lot of my saved files, like some of the raw footage, gone back through some of the stuff that's like a year old and got rid of some of it, just because I can't afford to buy frickin' 10 hard drives all the time, you know. I've got about 3 or 4 that I I shuffle stuff around between, but God, I was about to run out of space again. It's like, freaking heck. It's just, yeah, it's crazy. Like you either save the stuff that you've edited or keep the raw stuff as well, and it's just like if you're doing both, it's far out. YouTube can be a pain. I can't afford a massive server. But anyway, with 200 million gig in it. But, right, now that that's run over, I'll get some shit. Yeah, got two here. Shit off. Works. I'm not freaking put a piece right on there. It doesn't freaking flex around and bend there. I might clean this up a little better. Just grab the hole down the other end and we'll fix these. But you didn't see any of that, did you? I said I'm going to maybe do a little bit more with that dress up, whether I split that now that I can actually get in there and grind it and weld it. Fix these bits up a bit better. Other end. And the hole down there. And we'll be done. On that bit anyway. Oh, that was pretty cool. My mum and dad and both my dad's brothers and their wives come down there and had a bit of a look. Dad's been down here a couple of times, but nobody else had been down here, so it was cool for them to have a look. Shame that the chassis and everything was gone, but had a bit of a nosy, just see what I'm doing, so it was pretty cool. They were all, well, my oldest uncle, he's in his 80s, and the rest of them were all in their mid to late-ish 70s. So yeah, that was pretty cool to see them all down here and have a nosy round. My uncle, one of the uncles has got that blue Henderson. If you look back in the videos, there's a shot of that big 4-cylinder Henderson from 1922. Man, that's a radical bike, cool bike. Yeah, and my other uncle, he's was been a farmer most of his life and then a bus driver, so he's not really quite into the old cars, but I still obviously appreciates all that sort of stuff. But yeah, I'll get into this, cleaning this panel down now. I'm not sure if I've given you an update or not. I'll just turn the phone around and I'll work that out once I've edited. So, I've welded that panel on. I put these brackets back on here, welded them in. Obviously welded the holes up in bits and pieces. I just tack welded that hole up. There's only one really there. There's another bit of a hole, or almost a bit of a hole there, but it's not really that bad. Everything else is a bit of pitting, but it's not as bad as what it was over there. So I just welded that up, and obviously I've done the same here. Welded the bracket back on and cleaned it all up and welded it up. So that's cool. So I'm just going to give it a go with the Scotch-Brite disc now. Hopefully get that cleaned up and put that over in the corner. Obviously give it another clean down the inside. I've done most of it, especially around here where it's a bit awkward. But when Dad come down here with everybody else, dropped me off a little hand sandblaster that I can throw in a bucket with some grit. So there's a few little shitty spots in the backs of those guards and stuff I can't get into. So I'm going to crank that up at some point. I'll just wiggle it outside and just, I've got a couple buckets of some of the old grit there. I'll use that and you give them a blast around some of the awkward shitty spots. So that'd be cool. I could possibly do it even in some of those bits in the back of that body too, but I don't think it's, yeah, I possibly can just give it a wee blow in some of the awkward spots that I can't quite get to, which might just help things. But I don't really want to do it in here. But I just thought maybe it might be handy just right over in the corners and stuff like that, just give it a bit of an extra clean up. But if I put some rust encapsulator in there, it should be alright. But these are a bit more easy to get into. At least I can sandblast that. So yeah, and then I'll carry on. I've still got that other front fender to do. Sorry for turning around so fast. Yeah, and obviously that front valance piece, which I've done a lot of work on a long time ago. And I think that's about it. Oh, the front, the hood sides, that's the only other bits or pieces I've really got to get cleaned up. When I come through to do a lot of these other smaller pieces, I'll sort of do them later on. There might be some other bits and pieces I need to double check, but I'll probably have to clean these pieces back up, because I just need to work out whether they'll be body colour or they probably will be body colour. So I'm not sure whether you would spray them off or spray them on the car. Probably spray them off. So there'll be a lot of stuff I'll have to hang up and spray as well. I'll try and do the doors. Well, I'll probably paint them around the jambs and all that sort of stuff first, and then slip the doors on and then paint the outside of it, if you know what I mean. But, well, I assume I might do it like that. I'm not sure. Might be just as easy to do it off. So yeah, I'm not too panicked about the grille surround yet. That's a separate thing. It's going to be coated, well, nickeled if we can get it. Otherwise, it might be painted. Yeah, no, that's about it, really. Like, there's a headlight bar and stuff like that, but that could be all done individually, if you know what I mean. It's probably going to be black anyway, I imagine. So that's not critical. Yeah, that'll do. In the meantime, carry on cleaning this up. I'll just drag this out to show you what I'd built from just pictures. But yeah. Right, we'll get into it. Oh, that's something else we'll have to deal with shortly. But there's lots of other bits and pieces like that in the gearbox. There's steering column, we'll have to strip all that down. Clean it all up, check it all out. Obviously, paint it, whatever. So yeah, I need to get a whole heap of black chassis paint, because I'll paint all that sort of stuff in chassis paint. At least it'll be nice and hard, then it'll be quite resistant to getting hit and, you know, damaged or scratched, because that's sort of a high wear area, I guess. Right, get onto it. Lovely. Butter. As better as I'm gonna get. I rolled it earlier on. I just didn't have quite enough radius in it. I only had that one there in it, and it was trying to leave marks. So I what I should do to get my radius right. This one here is too tight, but I just held the dolly inside it, if you know what I mean, and to get the radius. So yeah, but that's better. Just a bit smoother, not the worst of any marks out of it, and the rest of it come out body filler and high belt. Yeah, baby, yeah. It's amazing. Like, it doesn't take a lot, just a little bit of light pressure, and you can make a panel a lot smoother. A lot smoother, yes. But anyway, so I've got a little do around the edges, and probably might just give the inside of another wire wheel. But yeah, that's pretty much done, that one. And I cut my finger. Oh well. There you go, everybody. So welcome back again. It's Friday, I think. So I'll carry on. I've got one more fender to do, or guard to do, inside and out. And then I've got the hood pieces to do. And then that front valance that goes in between the chassis rails at the front, between the front fenders. I've got that to clean up a bit too. It's not too bad. And then I'll break out Dad's little hand sandblaster and do some of the shitty corners and stuff that I can't get into with obviously a wire wheel or a Scotch-Brite pads or anything like that. Get in there and just blow the worst of the rust out and then treat it inside and out. So yeah, so I've got quite a bit of clean up. Hopefully, I'm hoping that maybe, actually I've still got, I've actually got those side panels, or those, what do you call them? I don't know, what do you even call those things? The pieces that go between the body and the running boards. I've still got them to do, but I've actually got to do some reinforcing on the back edges of them, so they might come a bit later. But yeah, I'd like to get these cleaned up and hopefully maybe etch this stuff. I can't see it tomorrow. There's a lot of awkward stuff to clean up. Maybe Monday would be nice if I can get at least a chunk of it ready to etch. And then obviously keep working through other stuff. I've got to obviously do the reinforcing on these and get them cleaned up. There's lots and pieces, and then obviously I can get into the suspension stuff, and then probably do some body work, actually on the main shell, and get the doors back on it. Or especially once I get the doors sprayed, that's probably the first pieces I will spray will be the doors, and then I can actually reattach them to the body, and obviously do that process, get the body filler and everything on it. So I'll get onto this, and I'll come back to you when I've done some more. Yeah, I guess that'll do. Right, I'll catch you later on. Right, that's it all cleaned up. I actually found it easier. I've probably got a little bit of dew around the edges, but I actually found it easier to clamp it on this bench where it's at a reasonable height than trying to do on those sawhorses. It's just, I could clamp it there and it sort of sat on that point and just sort of rested there. It was actually quite easy to do. I've done the inside as well, but only with the wire wheel. But that's where I want to sandblast in there and stuff like that and give it another bit of a clean up. yeah, and then treat it. And then obviously wire wheel it and clean it up on the inside, and then treat the outside of it and give it another clean up again, just to make sure that that rust is treated that's on it, or that's left on it, and the pores, because as you can see, like 100-year-old steel, it's quite pitted. Like, it's not horrendous, but it is pitted, and it's had a fair bit of abuse over the years. So I did contemplate putting one of the nice curved rollers in that English wheel, but I almost need a hand to do it. And just rolling these centre parts of these fenders. I'm tempted. I think it's either this one. Yeah, this one or this one, I think, is about the right curvature for the insides of those bits, and just roll them, just smooth them out a little bit. They're pretty good, but I could get them just a bit flatter where there has been a bit of damage before, and I'll try to beat it out. They are pretty good, but there's a few highs and lows, and it would probably just knock the worst of that out if you could just run it, just pass it through there, even 2 or 3, 4 times, with a little bit of help. I'm tempted to have a go at that, but I might, get some help to do that, because it's not the easiest thing to do with a big piece like that. The back ones I could probably do by myself, but not that front one, because it made a huge difference to this. This isn't perfect, but it was a wee bit ripply and a wee bit dinted in a few places, and it's actually pretty flat now from the parts that I could get done. And through here, it's really, really nice. Even like here, where I put that patch in, I've got that all so that it's basically flattened out. Now, it's going to need a skimmer body filler, but it's going to make it way less to put on that. Like a planishing hammer, like a handheld planishing hammer, would be perfect around the back of this, just to, you do the whole back end of this, probably from here down, for what you could get. You get most of it, and just flatten that out. But I'll get the worst of it by hand. Like these pieces, you planish a lot of that out and just smooth it off where it's had that repair patch put through here. So it's sort of, it just hasn't been hammered out very nicely. But yeah, a planishing hammer would really smooth that out and just make it prettier, just to get rid of the worst of, and up here, if you could get it, that would be nice just to, on here where it feels like there's a bit of a bend and a crease, like you're not going to get all of it, but you get, again, some of it. That's where a handheld planishing hammer would be nice, but, down the track. So yeah, I definitely would, something I want to get in my arsenal. I've been very tempted, if I get some time at some point, is to make a, what they call a bullseye pick, which is basically like a big swinging C-clamp. So you put, say if you're looking at like little dents that you can't get into very easy, and you've got it's got like a bullseye on one side, and then the piece comes in from the back of it and smacks it and pushes little dents up. Been very tempted to make one. It's something I haven't seen used a lot, but when you're getting into, especially into that sort of 50s, 60s, 70s sort of stuff, where it's got weird corners and you can't get into panel beat, but this here you can get in and you can knock, like say where it's been creased with, well, you can get into panel beat, but you've got to cut it up a lot of the time, whereas a bullseye pick, you might be able to actually get into a corner and knock stuff out. I've been tempted to build one and have a play, but like it might if you could get in behind there, and with that creases, that's where a bullseye pick might be quite good. You might be just come in and just bang that back out a little bit, sort of things like that you can't get into. But anyway, I'll carry on. Righty, so I've got this tarp laid down here just because I haven't got a lot of extra grit, so at least I can capture some of it and I can tip it back into the bucket. I can reuse it for a couple of panels, hopefully, because I've only really got what's in there and a bit of other stuff that's sort of like mixed in with some other shit as well. So, and then the only other stuff I've got is what's in the blasting cabinet. I actually do have a small bucket of stuff at home as well too, that I could go grab if I need it. But yeah, I just want to try and capture what I can, just so I can reuse it a little bit. That's some of the stuff I had originally in the blasting cabinet. We changed it there a wee while ago and tried some other stuff in it. So yeah, I'll get into it. I've just got a piece of plywood behind that tarp standing up just to try and help capture some of it. I'm not going to get all of it, but at least I'll be able to reuse some of it and not make quite so much of a mess, maybe. This is what I'm using. It's just an old school thing. Stick that in there. It's got 2 tubes in it, one to suck the sand up and one to do whatever. Righty, so I've done these two. I've started doing the inside of that, but that's quite bad actually. I'm actually tempted to throw it in the back of the car and take it down to the guy that's got the chassis, get him to blast the inside of that, because it is quite, it's quite ingrained into the steel. It's a bit more than what capable my sandblast is capable of doing. Like, I could do it, but it would just take me forever, where he's probably going to do it in a couple of minutes. So I might do that and just get him to blast the inside of that gently, obviously. But the rest of it I should be able to cope with. I'm going to obviously do the inside of these. I'm mainly doing it where it's really, really bad, and then I'll rust treat the rest of it. But I think that there is quite ingrained in. So yeah, I might get him to do that, especially now that I've done a bit of work to it. I shouldn't have to do much more to it. I can quickly roll it in the English wheel again when I get it back if I need to. Hopefully it doesn't damage it, but yeah, I'll just get him to sandblast it, and I'll just get him to give me a ring when he's done, and I'll come back and pick it up and throw it with the rest of the stuff, and then I can etch it when I'm hopefully sorted. I may have a wee playing around these doors too, and then once I've got these pieces completed, we'll get them set up to etch. Hopefully we'll end up with some panel stands and stuff today. I'm not sure, because he hasn't taken that seam sealer with him, so I'm not sure if he's in town doing that or what he's doing. Hopefully, because it'd be nice to get some of the stuff set up in some panel stands, and some sawhorses and whatever else, a couple of boxes, and get the worst of it etched, which would be handy. I can even set up a couple of these boards with them these axle stands with big long boards on it or something like that, or a sheet of ply and just sit on top of it and spray. What we need to do just to etch stuff until we get a wee bit further on. But yeah, so I'll have a play with the insides of these two. I don't think I might just leave the hood sides and stuff alone at the moment. I might do them in another batch, otherwise I'm going to end up with too many pieces I need to try and get etched in one hit. Just having space to set them up and put some bits and pieces. I don't want to leave anything too long, bare like this. But yeah, I'll give these a couple and then blast on the inside, and areas I can't get into, and obviously a few areas I might be able to get into that I could have got onto, but I just, that'll be easy to clean up with that wee sandblaster. So I've just actually had to clean up there. I just pulled everything off it gave that tarp a few flicks into the corner, and then I just grabbed it one end and just kept knocking it that way, and just scooped it back in with a little half brush and shovel type sort of thing. So yeah, at least, you know, I'm going to waste it, but at least I can get a bit more out of it than what I need to, if you know what I mean. If I was actually going to set up a like doing this a bit more permanently, I'd actually possibly get a container or something like that and set it up. Especially if you get one of those containers that are a bit higher, and set up a tapered floor that run into a channel, like with maybe an auger or something like that in it, so you could sandblast and the sand would come back out. You know, have like a grate floor or something like that. So you're not actually wasting a whole lot of grit all the time. Like, you can reuse it a couple of times. That's what a lot of guys do here. They have like setups where they can actually, you know, blast whatever they do, have it clean up, you know, and they can use it 2 or 3 times and get the best out of it, instead of just blowing it all over the ground and using heaps and heaps of bags. Because I've seen to notice, like, even, you know, like Bad Chad, like, he put a whole shitload of bags through when he blasted that truck thing that he's building. Like, if you had like a bunker set up, even if, you know, if it was just trapping that sand, you never clean up, you know, sweep it up, put it back in your thing again, you know, put it maybe through a sieve, you know, just shovel it into a sieve, set up, and then you run it back into like, you know, sieve into a hopper type thing, and just put it back into your blasting chamber and keep going, you know, instead of pouring like 20 bags of crap at something. You know, you'd have that 20 bags of crap, but have recycle it, you know, 2 or 3 times at least, you know, and get a few dollars worth out of it, and then just throwing it away. I don't know, it's expensive, you know. That sort of stuff's not cheap. But anyway, I'll carry on. Right, a little bit more of an update. I had to go at this inside of this with my Scotch Brights. It's come up reasonable. I might give it another sandblast in these areas where I can't quite get into. I think maybe with the rust treatment it might be alright. So yeah, but I've just been out of Scotch Bright now. That's the last one I've got here. And this here, I'm going to have to do just some... Just notice when I was sandblasting, this is... Oh, actually there, this is one that's got the hole in there. Do some small repairs. It's actually got a crack in there where it's been repaired and it hasn't taken very well. So I'll have to do some small finishing off repairs and maybe fix a little bit of stuff like this, which is not quite so strong. Possibly here, weld that up. Just do a little bit of finishing work on that before we etch it and get that stuff out of the road. So I might do that after lunch. So yeah, I'll bring that sandblasting crap in now because it looks like it's, well, it comes and goes, the weather. I think it'll be alright, but yeah, I'll bring it in anyway. Won't worry about the tarp, I'll just bring the bucket and stuff in. Go have some lunch, I suppose, and yeah. The door's still playing up, pain in the ass freaking thing. I think it's overloading. I think it's called gain an issue, but it's all good. That's not really my problem, but yeah. It's only been there 18 months, I suppose. Partway through last year. So yeah, we're getting there. So yeah, I've done all the bits inside the doors I wanted to do. I actually just sandblasted that with it in the cabinet on the inside, and then just quickly run over the outside of it with the Scotch Bright. So that's something else I can just etch while I'm at it. So yeah, they're all done. Yeah, got to do a couple of repairs on that and that. So I'll just turn the light off and that. Disconnect that before I go anywhere. Turn the compressor off, just in case. Anyway, I'll catch you after lunch. Alright guys, I thought I'd better give you a bit of an update where I'm at the moment. I've been chasing bloody holes, little freaking cracks and holes in this. I noticed there was a little crack in the corner there was a little hole here which freaking ended up being a hole like that by the time I managed to weld it up. Same, and here I welded that split up here. Where was that other one? Oh, there was another 2 or 3 little pinholes. Oh, there's one there, Another one up there that I, just little holes that needed welded. I think that's about there, but yeah, it took me a while to chase them and clean them up. So yeah, that's what I've sort of been doing this afternoon, fixing that. Haven't really done much else, because I cleaned that up on the inside before lunch, didn't I? Yeah, that's pretty much what I've been doing, just basically chasing that for the last sort of couple of hours, just mucking around, you know, full on chasing the holes around. Well, I've never had to clean up outside and stuff, bring stuff in because it's trying to rain. So yeah, that's about it at the moment. I haven't got much more else to tell you. I should have some more gear here in the morning, like the bits and pieces that I need, like the reducer for that stuff and paint cups and a few bits and pieces like that. Hopefully that's meant to be turning up this afternoon. So yeah, that's cool. Righty guys, I think we'll leave it at that for now. Yeah, alright, we'll see you in the morning probably, and hopefully as long as the weather's good, and we've got some panel stands, we'll get some of this stuff wiped down, and I might have to give them a quick scuff since I've sandblasted them. Obviously quick scuff and blow down and wipe down and get these etched. At least those, the 4 guards and the 4 doors, I think, and that back valance piece. I'll be happy if I can get that done tomorrow. Alrighty guys, I'll catch you later on. Morning guys. So it's a bit cooler again today. Got a shitty cold day. It's quite overcast and wet and all that sort of stuff. Saturday morning. Hopefully, possibly on a live this afternoon with Arco again. But it's probably too cold to paint or etch these panels, but I might just do the insides of some of them, just to get some progress. If the weather's better, maybe Monday or something like that, or even tomorrow I might shoot down and spray the outsides, but just to obviously get a better bite on the outside. Probably not quite as critical on the inside, but still is. But I'm going to do the insides of the doors and stuff like that. Yeah, it's a bit cold for really doing it properly, but I don't think it'll hurt if I do a couple of coats on the insides of the doors, you know, and over the wood and bits and pieces. I might do a few other little bits and pieces too. Yeah, so that's both sides done. It's warm enough in here now. It was 17 or 18 degrees C when I turned the heater off. So I sprayed one side, sprayed the insides, and then let that dry, let that flash off so I could turn it over. It's only on the wood mainly, so it's not super critical. And then just spray the outside of them as well. So that's cool. And I did the cowl vent piece to the front. And I had a little bit left of my gun before, and I just sprayed on the inside of the firewall because it was a bit thin the other day, but I didn't think it was really worth panicking about. I just thought if I had a little of my gun, I'd just flick it in there. So I did that too before when I did the underside. So yeah, I thought I was maybe turn them over and do the other side since they were flashing off. So it's cool. That's that. At least them done. That means Monday I can screw them back on. And yeah, we can get that set up and get those braces back in the body, and at least I can actually, hopefully, Tuesday, because Monday I'll probably do a bit of, see if I can get a bit of panel bedding done around the back of that body, just get that a little bit better. Then hopefully Tuesday, I'll get into some body filler on that if I'm not spraying those Monday or Tuesday, because we've got Durablocks and stuff coming and the paper to suit. We've had a bitch of a fight trying to get them, but we managed to find somewhere in New Zealand that we could order them online and just get them sent to us. Hopefully the paper's okay. I don't really know much about it. That's one of those, it's just the brands that they had, unfortunately. give it a run. Yeah, like what I like 3M or C.A.R speed or something like that, but it's not Norton, so we'll give it a bash. It's the Durablocks I'm getting, the Velcro ones. It's just again what they had, so you'll see what happens, what it's like. I've got a couple packs of the different grades for the blocks, so hopefully we should be right. Different, I think I got 80, 240 or 220, 320 and 400. That should get me between the stuff I've got here for my normal blocks and the stuff for the Dura blocks. We should have truckloads to do a few cars for a while. So that'd be cool. Righty, I'll go back to doing my other little job that I was doing before, and then I'll give that gun a clean out. But yeah, I'll go back and do my little job that I'm going to do on a separate video, but I'll show you it when I'm finished anyway. Right, just give you a quick final shot of these. So they're all etched. Yeah, so Monday I'll get them back on the body. And the other little project I was working on, depending on which way I'll put it up first, but I just got a bit of that conduit that I used to actually make the, I think half the bits are actually some of the bits I used to make the bows. I just slapped it together so I got somewhere to sit my paint guns, and it's not 100% perfect, but it's a bit of exhaust tubing. I just split it one side, opened it up, and just slapped some other pieces on there, a couple of washers, just so I can sit the gun in there, sit it down, and when I've got my other one cleaned up and back together from after spraying, I'll just bang it in there too, just somewhere for them to sit so they're not lying over and leaning over. If I do want to have a little bit of thinners or paint in them, I can sit it on there in between, coats or whatever, just somewhere somewhere to sit it down, which is the worst thing. Sometimes you might be, done a coat around something, and you think, shit, right, I'll just sit that down, but you got nowhere to sit it. So I just made a quick stand so I can just come in, sit my gun down, and grab it when I'm ready again. So that's cool. Right, guys, we'll catch you later on. So thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, all those sorts of things. It doesn't cost you a thing. Just be awesome to get those subs up a little bit. So especially so I can bust that 1,000. We're getting close. I think we're about 827 odd. So it's really cool. Be nice to just get to that 1,000. Thanks for watching. Yeah, and please, like, share, and subscribe. It costs you nothing. Hit that thumbs up and leave a comment down below, good or bad. I prefer not bad, but good or bad. And we'll see you in the next one. Cheers, thanks, guys. Hey guys, if you need welding gas, go see the boys at Cool Gas. If you're in New Zealand, go see these guys. They'll look after you. Cool Gas, New Zealand. So this is what I've been up to this morning, brother. I quickly slapped that together out of just scrap from doing that top. Bit of exhaust tube, couple of washers, and there's actually some of the pieces I each used, the conduit that I squashed up to make that first mock-up bow. And I've sprayed the inside and outs of the doors and the cowl vent. I haven't really done anything else apart from just that, really. So yeah, I just sorted them out this morning, did the insides, left it for a while, carried on with my little project here, come back, flip them over and sprayed the other sides. So yeah, that's pretty much what I've done this morning. So yeah,